What up, what up, what up? It's your favorite shit talking squirrel back from the no, not Daryl Brooks video. So used to saying that. We're gonna take a look at it. Gwyneth Paltrow today. Ugh, I hate her. It's gonna come right out and say it. Not a fan. Her stuff in Iron Man's okay, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen this case. I know nothing about it, so I'm totally going in blind. Figured I'd switch up the content a little bit. Definitely not veering away from Daryl Brooks anytime soon, because it seems to be what you guys like, but figure I'd offer some variety. Maybe reach out to some different fans out there and see if we can, bring some other people into the Squirrel Pup fam. So, without further ado, let's just jump on into it, shall we? Let's get this.
Given the case now before the court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Put that there.
Seems like evening, doesn't it?
I've been inside all day. I have no idea.
You silly woman. I don't go outside. I go into a hyperbolic time chamber that gets carried by 20 people from place to place. I haven't breathed in fresh air in decades. What a fucking psycho thing to say. I haven't been outside all day. I haven't looked out a window. I haven't spoken to anyone in 12 years. I don't speak to the poor common folk, disgusting individuals as they are. The only reason I'm speaking to you is because I have to. I don't want to give up any more of my money.
You and me both. Could you state your name and spell it for the record, please?
Oh, come on. We all know who this is. We all know it's Gwyneth Paltrow. We've all got our popcorn out. We're all dying to see this moment. After the Amber Heard thing, this is like fucking ravenous dogs going after a hide. Just staring at it with drooling mouths. I mean, I get it. They probably need it for the record, but yeah. Actually, I guess it's kind of good that they're not treating her any different. You're not getting special treatment. Spell out your name. Everyone else had to do it. Fair enough.
Yes, my legal name is Gwyneth Kate Paltrow Falchuk.
NANI? Falchuk? What the fuck? I did not see that coming. Huh. I wonder if she added Paltrow was her stage name, and so she changed it to, her last name maybe was Falchuk, and then she changed it to Paltrow Falchuk, because who the fuck has two last names? Oh, celebrities are so weird.
That's GWYNETH KATE PALTROW FALCHUK.
Great, thank you. May I call you Miss Paltrow?
Sure.
Okay, fantastic. As you've seen the last few days, we always have the witnesses give background information, tell about yourself, etc. I have a feeling that everybody in the courtroom knows who you are, so we're not going to go through all the background. We're just going to kind of cut to the chase. Is that fair?
Sounds fine.
All right.
Oh, nice. Solid play here by the lawyer. I mean, this is her lawyer, I believe. I mean, she's getting called as a witness, so yes, it must be her lawyer. I know nothing about this, so I'm assuming she hit somebody or something and is getting sued. I believe that's what's going on here. You guys have to forgive me. I know nothing about this. I'm reacting fresh to this. This is literally my first clip seeing this, but what it looks like here is this is Gwyneth's lawyer, and they're trying to humanize her in this moment, and she did a good job. This is a good call. You know what I mean? We know who she is. We don't fucking need the background. Amber gave the whole fucking thing about, oh, I broke in horses and I learned so much from my father, even though I never saw him cry, and it was just, it was so cringe. So this is a good call. I like it so far.
Wonderful. Let's just talk about skiing.
Sorry, I know I just stopped. It's just, that was such a harsh segue. I know the case is about skiing in some terms. It's just, let's skip the background. Want to talk about skiing? It's so odd.
My understanding is that you are pretty much an intermediate type skier.
I would characterize myself as intermediate.
Okay. You've been skiing since you were a child.
I have.
Okay. Do you do black diamonds, blues, greens? I'm not really a skier, so you've got to kind of help me out with this.
I prefer to do more blues than blacks.
Okay. And blue is intermediate, right? Under black?
Yes.
Okay. And the bandana run where this accident occurred, it was a green run?
Yes, to
All
my
right.
recollection.
Fantastic. So as an intermediate skier, would you say that you skied enough to at least be familiar with the rules of skiing?
I think so, yes.
All right. And what are those rules?
I think, use common sense, ski safely, be aware of other skiers around you.
Oh boy. Did Gwyneth break the rules of the mountain? Did she run into somebody and now they're suing her? Is that what this is? We gotta find that ski Karen lady. You guys know what I'm talking about? The fucking... the Karen on the mountain. Give me your pass! You can't break the rules of the mountain!
Yeah. No, just stay there. Oh. Stay there. Yeah. Sit down. You do not ski into the back of people. Can I see your pass, please?
Okay, I know I'm stopping a video with a stop break. This is like a ski mountain stop video inception, but I just had to jump in. It's so fucking funny the way she fucking swoops in like the fucking mountain police and asks for his pass like she's carding him. Give me your pass, fucking. I wouldn't have been surprised to see a fucking siren on the top of her head. Fucking whoop, 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 whoop. Ski over to the side, give me your pass. So ridiculous. I forgot how crazy this clip is.
Okay. Do you know what? He nearly killed me. He hit my skis at speed from behind. Okay?
I'm very sorry, ma'am. I'm
No.
very sorry.
No. I promise you, he will be taken off the mountain.
Okay.
You cannot ski out of control. Nigel, it is the first rule on the mountain. You have to ski in control, okay? It's for your safety and for everybody else's around you. Do you understand? Okay? It's not a game. Skiing is a really serious thing.
She fucking did it. Oh, I'm gonna have fucking stitches in my side. By the time this fucking Paltrow thing is over. Oh my god. It's a very serious thing. He says this is very serious. Oh, this lady.
This is like a highway, okay? You have to be careful of everybody around about you, okay?
Oh man, I had to share that clip. Sorry I paused it so much. It was just so ridiculous. The fucking defense needs to call that ski Karen lady as an expert witness. Surprise witness, ski Karen, to testify about the rules of the mountain. She fucking served Gwyneth. Fucking awesome.
Mr. Massey. Your Honor, I call...
The ski Karen. The ski Karen. The ski Karen. The ski Karen.
Problem. Puffy. Tenzing. Norgay.
The ski Karen.
Solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Okay? Skiing is a really serious thing. You cannot ski out of control. The first rule on the mountain. You have to ski in control. You do not ski into the back of people. It's not a game. Skiing is a really serious thing.
Okay. What about skiing in control? Is that something that you need to do?
You cannot ski out of control.
Yes, absolutely.
You have to give the right of way to those who are downhill.
Yes.
Okay. You also have certain responsibilities if you're in a collision. Is that fair?
Yes, which I learned more about post the collision.
I bet. You've probably been hit over the head with all of that information since the time, right?
Indeed.
Okay. So let's talk about those things. Did you know the rules at the time of the collision, that if you're in a collision with someone, you need to give your name and information, contact information?
So because I was hit by Mr. Sanderson.
Oh, the plot thickens. So she was hit. Oh, this is fun. It's like a fucking murder mystery. What the fuck happened here?
And he was at fault. I assumed that Eric, who was our ski instructor, who was there at the time, who was overseeing the event, he said, I'm going to leave all of your information. And he said, you should go ski down because my kids were waiting for me.
And I appreciate that, but my question was, did you know of the rule of skiing if you are in a collision that you need to share that information?
Your Honor, this is irrelevant. This is not part of their negligence claim.
Overruled. Overruled. Go ahead.
Can you repeat the question?
Absolutely. At the time of the collision, were you aware of the rule that if you're in a collision, you need to share your name, your contact information with the person that you're involved in a collision with?
I don't think I was aware of the rule.
Okay. Were you aware that there is kind of a rule of common decency to do that?
I think she's being a little unfair here. I am putting together to not think that this is her attorney, because she's coming at her pretty hard here. I think her answer in the first place kind of made sense, but I'm on her side on this. Like, I'm not a skier at all. I hate skiing, and I definitely don't know the rules. If somebody crashed into me, I would not be giving them my info if I was, if they didn't hurt me, nothing was broken, there was no need to exchange info. I'd be like, hey man, all good. Be on my fucking merry way. I mean, again, I don't know all the details, but, like, she's coming out pretty good on this question so far. Like, I don't think that's anything that's really that absurd. She got hit. It doesn't sound like she was injured. She needed to get back to her kids, so she left. Let's continue.
I would not have left the scene without leaving my information, and my information was left.
Did you provide that information?
No, Eric Christensen, who was the ski instructor with us, said he would leave all the information.
You don't know if he did or did not, though, do you? You weren't there when he did.
Well, subsequently, I know that he did.
I'm not asking that. I'm asking when you were there at the collision, you didn't ensure that it was given. You weren't there when it was given.
Okay, this is like borderline badgering. I notice a lot of lawyers do this where they really like hone in on the semantics of testimony. Like, yeah, this is a bad play on her part. I think we and any juror member can use enough common sense to put together that, her instructor gave the guy the info. Like, she probably spoke to him later to confirm that. She's not really gaining anything by attacking her credibility about verifying that. That's just dumb. I get that it's a trial. You need to dot every I and cross every T, but she's almost hurting her own defense. She's making Gwyneth look sympathetic here. I mean, she's Gwyneth fucking Paltrow. What does her business card even say? Psychotic vagina candle selling owner of Goop? But really though, like, this attorney is making her come across as somebody I'm straight empathizing with now, and she's coming at her so hard. I mean, it's a pretty common sense assertion that her instructor gave the guy her number. She's a celebrity. That's how they fucking handle everything. They always have a go-between for them and anyone. They don't know who could be a psycho stalker and who's not. I mean, she's not just gonna, plug her cell phone number into this guy's phone because he bumped into her in the ski mountain. He'd end up fucking giving that number to 5 of his friends, and then before you know it, they could have her location. God, hell no.
I was not there when it was given.
All right. And it's also, I think you even admitted in your deposition that it's the rule of common decency to make sure that everybody's okay, exchange information, and to follow those skiing rules. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about that day after I get a drink.
Okay. I'll have one as well.
Do you have one? Oh, you have some.
I do, thank you.
Great. So I just want to kind of set the stage. You're skiing that day. My understanding, it was a nice conditions, beautiful day.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. Sorry. And Deer Valley, we know that Deer Valley is always immaculately groomed. Good conditions on the slopes.
Good conditions.
All right. You were skiing that day with your daughter, Apple.
What the fuck? She named her kid Apple? No, she fucking... Apple! This is her brother Pear, her cousin Orange. Named after our great aunt Grapefruit. Gwyneth, what are you doing?
Correct.
Yes.
Moses.
Mm-hmm. My son.
And Brad Falchuk, who was your boyfriend at the time, now current husband.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. The Falchuk, it's I'm so stupid. It's Gwyneth Paltrow hyphen Falchuk. How did I not put that together? I'm such an idiot. That's so funny. That's kind of cool she took his last name. Most celebrities don't do that. She is, like, winning me over here. I'm slowly, like, kind of getting on Gwyneth's side.
Correct.
All right. And his 2 children.
That's right.
Right. And his kids were the same approximate age as yours on the day of the ski collision.
They all remain the same age.
That's a
as
very,
each other.
very good point.
We're like the Brady Bunch. Girls are the same age, boys are the same age.
All right. And back then, it was 12 and 9?
11 and 9.
11 and 9. All right. Fantastic. And the day of the collision, I think you had been to Deer Valley twice prior to that
I believe so.
Okay. And this was the first day of your ski trip.
I think that's correct.
Okay. And I don't know how many days you were there, but I know, at least from what you've told us, that after that first day, you also skied the next day.
Yes.
Okay. So when Mr. Sanderson was at home, you were skiing.
I don't know.
Okay. Fair enough. So the children, all 4 of them, had lessons during that trip.
That's right.
Okay. Would you agree that those lessons were fairly expensive?
What the fuck? Objection relevance? Like, why does that matter? Pipe up there, fucking Paltrow attorney. What? So what?
They were.
Okay. Do you remember about how much they were?
I would have to check. Whatever the Deer Valley rate is what we paid.
Okay. Let me know if this is about right. At least from what I saw in your deposition, the total bill was around $8,980. Does that sound about right for 4?
I think that misstates the evidence. I think that was for both families.
For 4 kids.
I would honestly have to check.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
But it's very expensive.
Very expensive.
Very.
Right. And then tips on top of that.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm assuming, and you're under oath here, that you're a good tipper.
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. I wouldn't expect anything less.
I'm gonna give this lady the benefit of the doubt, but she is losing me quick. Like, you're making inferences that she might be a bad tipper, or that because she's a celebrity she needs to be a good tipper? What is the fucking point? Oh shit! Dude, I just noticed this. There's a fucking typo in the thing down below. GW Gwyneth Paltrow testifies in ski kicks. Whoa! Holy shit! Is that my video or? No, that's in there! Holy shit! Fucking ABC News Live, get your shit together! Huh.
All right. So let's talk about your daughter, Apple. She was 11.
She was?
Okay. And her instructor was Carrie Oakes.
That's correct.
All right. And Apple at the time was a good beginner.
Yes.
Okay. And your son, Moses, he was 9 at the time.
Yes.
And he was more so of a real beginner.
Yes.
All right. And his instructor was Eric Christensen.
Correct.
Okay. And I think both Carrie Oakes and Eric are coming next week.
I believe so.
All right. Fantastic. So.
Holy fuck, they just fixed it live on the air. I just caught that. God, oh, here, check this out.
Sick. So
That's crazy. I'm so glad I caught that when I did, because if I didn't pick it up in the next few minutes, it would have just been fixed. Holy shit. Somebody got fired. Can't they go back and edit the YouTube video? I wonder if this, because I saved this like the day it came out. I wonder if they've gone. I'm gonna have to go check that out, see if it's been fixed on YouTube, because I've had this saved for like a couple weeks. Very odd. Ugh.
3 days ago, can you believe it's been only 3 days?
No.
Me neither. So 3 days ago, Mr. Owens, in his opening, talked about risky behavior, risky skiing. And he made mention that, of course, Miss Paltrow was not skiing recklessly, not taking any kind of risky behavior because her children were there that day. Do you recall him saying that?
I think it does misstate my testimony, but
Well, it wasn't testimony that you stated.
my argument.
Can you answer the question?
If I remember what he said?
No, just maybe do you agree with that? That on that day of the collision, you were not engaging in any kind of risky behavior, especially
Correct.
because your kids were there.
I was not engaging in any risky behavior.
Okay, but also, and I think your counsel made mention of this in opening, that especially because your children were there.
I don't recall him saying that.
All right, well, did your children being there make it so that you especially would not engage in risky behavior?
I didn't engage in risky behavior. I wouldn't with my children there or without my children there.
Okay. And kind of in life, I mean, I'm a mom, right? I've got a couple kids, actually about your age, and one of them, not your age, your daughter's age. Sorry, I'm not that old. When my kids are around, I kind of behave myself a little bit better, especially when they were younger, than on average. Would you agree with that?
I've always been very open and honest with my kids, and I think they know me very well.
Right. And would you agree that you have engaged in risky behavior with your children present?
Your Honor, may we approach?
Sure.
This lady's going for the jugular. Okay, now we're getting down to brass tacks. Oh, wow, the plaintiff's got like a 4-person legal team. So she's got one lawyer, probably one really good lawyer. They've got a whole fucking team. They must be going after her money like that. It has to be that. Yeah, they're like, what is this about? Where are you going with this? She's actually got something to say. Your Honor, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. He's laughing about something. Oh, they're revealing some kind of document. Okay. Her attorney is a young guy, too. Some hotshot lawyer from Los Angeles. This must be the guy who ran into her. What did you do, sir? Why do you want her money? What nefarious plot has this Colonel Sanders look-alike up to? They like ran back and got a bunch of documents. Oh yeah, they're hashing it out right now. Oh, turn the mics on. I want to hear what you're saying. What risky behavior was Gwyneth up to? Snorting cocaine and shooting off guns and fucking skiing one-legged. They're kids. Riding backwards on a motorcycle. In a straitjacket. Alright, I might have to fast forward this. This is taking a while. All right, let's speed this up.
Back, thank you. So the objection is sustained, and the jury should disregard the question.
Ah, fuck. Now we'll never know what fucking lewd and lascivious behavior she was up to. Ah, I can only imagine. What a bummer. It's probably some fucking speculative bullshit, totally unfounded. I mean, they wouldn't have sustained the ejection if it was, like, well-founded. Probably, like, wasn't in discovery, or it's, like, unfounded evidence.
All right, let's go back to the day of the accident.
Okay.
So you're on Bandana, correct? It's a green run. It's true you were relatively familiar with that run, correct?
Yes, my children especially like that run.
Okay. And the accident happened towards the beginning of the run. Is that accurate?
Not at the top, but...
Sure, but
Yeah.
not at the bottom?
Correct.
All right. And it sounds like, from what I have heard and reviewed, you had done about 4 to 5 runs that day, and you and kind of the group were going to go get some lunch with everyone.
Correct.
All right. So let's talk about, as you're skiing down, Apple, we've talked about she was 11, Moses was 9.
Mm-hmm.
Did your children, when they were skiing or doing anything that kids do, like to ask you to watch them?
When they were very little, I remember, watch me jump in the pool and things like that. When they were more like 4 or 5 years old, that sort of age.
Okay. So when Moses was 9, he didn't say, "Mommy, mommy, watch me," or "Mom," I don't know what he called you, but
Mama.
Mama, watch me.
Oh,
Not that I recall on that day.
Okay.
she is getting over so
On
bad.
that day, that's
Mama,
exactly
watch
what
me.
did happen.
I don't remember.
All right, and I'll show you your deposition in just a second. So, in fact, you remember the deposition, right?
Yes.
It was actually during 2020. It was during COVID.
Yes.
So it was via Zoom. We've never actually met in person. It was kind of on the video.
Mm-hmm.
And you were asked a question a number of times. Were your children asking you to watch them? And you said no. I think you.
I don't remember them saying,
Okay.
watch me on that day.
Okay. Well, do you remember that in that deposition, then we played you parts of Carrie Oakes's deposition?
So, Your Honor, this is improper impeachment. I mean, what's the question that's being contested?
We're just kind of going through the history here.
Not through the deposition. Let's
I'll
hear.
allow a few questions. I think counsel was referring to what was going on during depositions, but
Yes.
please get quickly to the question.
Absolutely. Do you remember during your deposition being played just a portion of Apple's instructor, Carrie Oakes, her deposition, wherein she said that, yes, Moses was saying, "Mommy, mommy, watch me."
That she was saying, I don't remember, that while they were skiing, they were saying that?
Yeah.
I don't remember that, no.
All right. Okay. And so you don't remember then changing your testimony in your deposition, admitting that is what happened?
Ugh, my eyes are rolling back in my head so hard right now. She's reaching. What the fuck are you going for? She's trying so hard to attack this girl's fucking credibility. God, I went into this hating Gwyneth Paltrow, and I am fucking defending her now. Like, leave the fucking poor woman alone. Maybe she remembered her kid saying that, maybe she didn't. What fucking difference does it make? I don't even know what the fucking basis of this case is, and I know that all this is fucking irrelevant.
I'm sure if Carrie Oakes said, I'm saying I don't remember him saying, watch me, watch me.
Okay. May I approach, Your Honor?
You may.
I'm going to hand you a copy of your deposition.
I'm going to need my reading glasses, unfortunately. Sorry about that.
I don't think there's a contradiction here, Your Honor. She said she doesn't recall that Carrie Oakes said something. So I don't know why we can't just move forward.
Overruled. Go ahead.
Thank you. Could you turn, let's see here, to page 122 of your deposition?
This is so petty.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to read the question that was given by Mr. Sykes. Everybody's going to know it's Mr. Sykes who asked the question when I read it. Then I'm going to have you answer. Now, Ms. Paltrow, and this is, I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm starting on line 4.
Saying, "Mama,
Okay.
watch me."
Now, Ms. Paltrow, isn't it true? Isn't it true? I'm just a country lawyer here. Okay, isn't it true that your kids wanted to watch you ski? Or, pardon me, that the kids wanted you to watch them ski. Isn't that true? And your counsel, he objected. How did you answer that question?
Look at her looking through her glasses. She looks adorable.
Objection was vague as to time.
Is the
Needs
do you
her
want me to
reading
roll on the
glasses.
I mean, what-
If we're going to read it, then we should read the objection.
okay, read it.
Yes, the objection said vague as to time.
Yes.
Yes, and then how did you respond?
I said I can still watch my children ski and be skied directly into my back by someone,
And then you continued.
which is what happened.
Exactly. So you were watching your children when you alleged that you were skied directly into your back by someone.
My daughter was down the hill. My son was to my left. So I was skiing. My eyes were not fixated only on my son when Mr. Sanderson skied directly into my back.
Okay. And so when
hit him
Miss
again with
Oakes,
it.
who's going to testify next week, said that your son Moses was saying, "Mommy, mommy, watch me." That's who you were watching, right?
That's vague as to time, Your Honor.
Right. Yes.
Overruled. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Sorry, what was the question?
When Moses is saying, "Mommy, mommy, watch me," that's who you were looking at when you were when you were skied directly into your back.
Yep.
I do not recall Moses saying, "Mommy, mommy, watch me" on the ski slope.
Okay. Well, Apple was down further, right?
Yes.
She didn't see it.
No.
Okay. And Moses, he was the one, at least according to Carrie Oakes, was calling your attention.
Okay.
Okay. 9-year-old, did he want more attention to have somebody watch them rather than 11?
Not necessarily.
Okay. Moses was skiing above you, though, right? He hadn't gotten down as far as you.
He was on my left.
And up.
I was on the right. He was, he was on the left side of the slope. Yes, I believe kind of a little bit uphill.
Okay. And that's where your attention was when you were hit, allegedly.
Whoa. Hold the fuck up. She's not suing him. Is she? To what end? I mean, she owns Goop. It makes like, if not hundreds of millions, tens of millions. What is going on here?
The suspense is terrible. I hope it'll last.
In the back.
I don't know where my attention was the moment I was struck in the back. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, that's what you said, which is what happened.
He struck me in the back. Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Okay, I know, but you said, "I can still watch my children ski."
Yes,
and he's
meaning
directly into my back by someone, which is what happened.
Yes, exactly.
What's the pending question? It sounds like they're saying the exact same thing.
What's the question?
The question is, you were watching your children ski when you were struck in the back.
So that's asked and answered, Your Honor.
Overruled.
I was skiing and looking downhill as you do, and I was skied directly into by Mr. Sanderson.
Okay. And your 9-year-old son, you will admit, was on your left and up a bit.
To my recollection.
Okay. All right. And Carrie Oakes is the one who says that he was the one calling your attention.
You'll have to speak to Miss Oakes.
We will. All right. So, I want to go through the accident a bit. Because we did this over video, we didn't really get to act it out a whole heck of a lot. But I want to just kind of talk with you first and see if this is your recollection of how it happened.
Your Honor, I think this is improper. She should just ask her what happened. Then if she testified contrary to that earlier, then she cross-examines her with the deposition.
And what's the objection?
Improper use of deposition testimony.
It's a party. Under Rule 32, it can be used for any purpose. You may
Okay.
proceed.
Thank you. You were going along relatively slowly. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to kind of ask you a couple
Sure.
questions, so let me know if anything I say is not accurate. Okay?
Okay.
So you're going down relatively slowly when all of a sudden you heard a strange rustling noise behind you.
Yes.
Okay. And you felt like a rush of air in a strange way.
Yes.
Okay. And two skis slid in between my skis.
That's correct.
And all of a sudden, there was a body from the whole front of a body pressing into my back.
That's right.
Oh man, that's awful. Can you imagine you're just like on slopes with your kids having a nice little Sunday, and then all of a sudden you can feel the air from this person, and then first you feel the air, your skis come in between your legs, and then you are just body slammed by a man. Wait a minute. Is he suing her? I bet you that's what the fuck this is. Oh my god. So he runs into Gwyneth Paltrow on the fucking ski slope. Oh my god, I'm really getting angry now. I went into this thinking that she was the bad guy, but this poor woman is skiing with her kids. She isn't paying attention to what's behind her, and this fucking oaf, fucking Colonel Sanders diet, Dr. Sanders light, fucking smashes into her. She takes off because she's a celebrity and probably wants to fucking take care of her kids. The ski instructor gives the guy her card, and he sees Gwyneth Paltrow on there, and his eyes go fucking bing, 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 bing. I just won the fucking law. I bet you that's exactly what this is. Wow, that's fucked. Oh, I hate this guy. So he runs into her, and because she's a celebrity, you think you're owed fucking money. What's even the fucking claim? So wait. Oh my god, the risky behavior. Oh my god, I'm getting angry. So you're suing Gwyneth Paltrow because your claim is she wasn't paying attention to what's behind her? Oh my god. Fuck this guy. Dude. Paltrow, I am fucking Team Gwyneth all of a sudden. I am now on Gwyneth Paltrow's side. Fucking Team Pepper Potts, Miss Iron Man. Let's go. We're taking this guy on. Fucking, let's do it. Boxing gloves are on. It's fucking Pepper Potts versus fucking Colonel Sanders Jr. We're going. It's fucking fight night. Let's do it.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world on HBO pay-per-view. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Okay. Like, we'll talk about this in a minute. And there was a man behind me pressing into me. How did you know it was a man?
Because he was making some strange noises that sounded male, and he was large. So I assumed it was a male.
Okay, he was large?
I felt all my back pressing.
Okay. All right, there was a man pressing behind me, pressing into me. I was extremely upset.
Well, I was confused at first, and I didn't know exactly what was happening. It's a very strange thing to happen on a ski slope.
I agree.
And I froze, and I would say got very upset a couple seconds later.
Okay. Let me just continue on here. I just want to make sure that I got this all right. I didn't know if it was an intentional assault of a sexual nature.
Oh my God, how awful. Oh, poor Gwyneth. This lawyer lady, she needs to fucking tread carefully. She is pressing up against some ground that's about to make me, and I think all of us, pretty fucking uncomfortable, depending on how she takes this line of questioning. She's gonna question her about whether or not her feeling as a certain way is legitimate or not. I'm gonna be very upset.
Okay. Was he grinding and thrusting or something?
There you fucking go. Of course she goes there. I swear to God, I haven't seen this. I did not know this was coming. Oh, she just like had it written all over her face that she was going to be gross. Oh, this is why people hate lawyers.
Or just the noises? What made you think it was a sexual assault?
So that was a quick thought that went through my head when I was trying to reconcile what was happening. I was skiing, and two skis came between my skis, forcing my legs apart, and then there was a body pressing against me, and there was a very strange grunting noise. So my brain was trying to make sense of what was happening. I thought, is this a practical joke? Is someone like doing something perverted? This is really, really strange. My mind was going very, very quickly, and I was trying to ascertain what was happening.
Okay. And I think you said, I didn't know if it was an accident, but he was groaning and grunting in a very disturbing way.
Yes, there was a sort of groan coming out of his mouth.
Okay. Then you said, I froze.
Yes.
We kept skiing.
Right.
We went to the right.
Yes.
We came crashing down together.
That's right.
Okay. You said this man was behind me on the mountain. My knee and our skis were still sort of tangled up.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Is that yes?
Yes, sorry.
Okay. Our bodies were almost spooning, and I moved away quickly.
Yes.
And my knee splayed open, and I was completely in shock.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm going to stop there.
Okay.
And if the court and Ms. Paltrow, if you don't mind, since, again, when we did this over Zoom, would you mind stepping down and us kind of acting this out a little bit?
Oh, hell no!
So I could get a good feel.
Let's see. Can we approach Your Honor?
Sure.
Oh, thank God. Jesus. That was almost a fucking display. Can you imagine? That would have fucking looked like. Jesus. What a crazy thing to insinuate. Can we act out you feeling like you might have been sexual assaulted? What the fuck? What a crazy lady. What is she going for here? It's like she's trying to be Camille Vasquez, but she's fucking 30 years too old and stuck 20 years in the past. This is a horrible, horrible direct examination. Again, I cannot impress enough. I very much disliked Gwyneth Paltrow, and I am now stanced so firmly in Gwyneth Paltrow's corner. I hate this lawyer. It's fucking crazy. Like, forget instilling doubt or, trying to get the jury to see the other side. I fucking hate this lawyer. And so, by connection, I hate the guy suing her. What a fucking belly flop this is. Fucking, ugh, oof. That's all I can say. Oof.
court doesn't mind if I act it out, correct?
Let's just get a sustained.
Yeah, the objection was sustained as requested, but you're welcome to move around the court.
Wonderful, thank you. Do you have a
Feel free to act out sexually assaulting yourself, you fucking psycho. It's gonna be awesome.
Okay, Ms. Paltrow, so your counsel doesn't want you to come down, so I'm not going to ask you to come down.
That's inappropriate. The judge sustained the objection, so she shouldn't comment on what I want. It's what the judge wants.
The objection was sustained.
I am going to try and be both you and Mr. Sanderson at the same time.
You know, as much as it may literally take two people to tango, I'm not gonna finish that joke. Oh my god. What a silly, silly woman.
Let's have Bob. Bob can be...
Your Honor, let's have Mr. Sanderson. He's here. Let's have him come.
I don't want to. We're not going to reenact what happened. I think you can ask questions, and if you want to stand and move around in order to help you with those questions, you can do that. But that's as far as we're going to go.
That's not a problem at all. All right. So since you're not down here, may I ask how tall you are?
I'm just under 5'10".
Okay. I am so jealous.
I think I'm shrinking, though.
You and me both. I have to wear 4-inch heels just to make it to 5'5".
Well,
so
they're very nice.
Oh, thank you. So, all right. So, as of right now, I'm Gwyneth Paltrow.
Okay.
Okay. I'm skiing down. Can you tell me with my legs? I don't know. Again, I'm not much of a skier. Are you snow plowing? Are you parallel? Kind of orient my legs first of all. Sorry. I can do this. I can do this.
Not snow plowing, just skis.
All right.
It's hard for me to see where you're standing.
May she come down just to see?
You can.
Is that
go to where
okay?
you can see better. You can walk further forward, Miss Van.
Oh, sure. Great. No problem. All right. So.
Well, but the jury can't see that.
The jury, you can go ahead and stand or move wherever you feel you need to see what's going on here.
Fucking on that jury, I would not move a muscle. I would say exactly where I am. I don't need to see it. I get what you're trying to do. It's fucking stupid.
All right. So, are my feet oriented correctly?
Yes.
Go ahead and tell me how to move them.
I think, skiing down, going to the right.
Okay. So
Okay,
about.
probably a little bit further apart.
Okay. About like that.
And then 2 skis slide slowly between my skis.
All right. So, my feet are about what, a foot apart? Would you say 18 inches?
Probably.
Okay. And you believe that 2 skis slid right between?
That is correct.
Okay. And so all of a sudden you see these 2 skis coming in between your legs. I would have freaked out too.
And I did.
Okay. So the skis are coming. How far did the skis get in between your legs before you guys fell?
His body pressed up into my back.
Okay.
So I froze. I don't know exactly how far the skis would have come through.
Okay.
Because then I noticed his body pressing against my back.
Okay.
And then it was probably a few good seconds, and then we fell to the right. Somebody must have caught an edge.
Okay. So when you froze and you're skiing together, I think you said at one point it was like you were spooning.
Well, when we fell down, we fell. I fell on his body. He fell on the ground. And so it was kind of like a spoon on the ground.
Okay, so...
Your Honor, the defendant has come into the well of the court here.
Why can't we see it to that's fine.
I think it's fine. I think it's fine.
Okay. Well, now that Mr. Sanderson is here, and I don't need you to do anything, Terry, but just for comparison's sake, I'm in my heels. We're about the same height, about 5'5" with heels.
It's roughly.
Oh, tell me I'm taller, please. Okay. We've got Mr. Sanderson that's about 5'5" that comes in back of you, and you said that you felt something huge. What was your word behind you?
Just a big
body.
A
big body. All right. And was it just the front of his body that touched the back of your body?
I couldn't see in the back of my head.
Sure.
But I felt a body press against my back.
But there was no grabbing, like he didn't like grab your waist or grab your arms?
No, not at all. No.
Nothing like that?
Nothing.
Okay. All right. So, skis slide between, you kind of freeze, you end up, maybe your skis kind of cross, you end up going down. Would you agree that Mr. Sanderson fell to the ground and then you fell on top?
I don't know if it was simultaneous. I don't remember.
Okay. But you didn't fall and hit the ground, correct?
I don't remember exactly where I hit.
Okay.
But I fell over.
All right. And
with Mr. Sanderson.
Right. And Mr. Sanderson fell and hit the ground.
Yes.
Why?
Mr. Sanderson.
Why? Why do you do it?
All right. So, going back here, you guys are on the ground. Now, you realize, right, you're not saying to the jury that this was in any way, shape, or form a sexual assault.
I am not saying that.
Okay.
I'm just saying what went through my mind for a split second when it was happening.
All right, great. So you're down on the ground, and then you started yelling at him.
I don't remember if I started yelling at him while I was on the ground. I remember pushing away because I was very upset, and it was still very strange to me what had happened. And I pushed down the hill, and I turned around and I yelled at him.
Okay. Did you scream before you went down?
Did she scream before she went down? What? Did she scream before she got hit? Like, she's just standing in place screaming for no reason with her kids? What a stupid question.
I don't think so.
Okay. So if others heard a scream, you wouldn't, that wasn't you?
No, I froze. When he slid between my skis, I absolutely froze. And I don't remember yelling or screaming until I was very angry at what had happened.
Okay. And so you guys are on the ground, and then you said to him, I think you don't know if you were up or if you were still on the ground, but he was still on the ground, right?
Yes.
When you said, "What are you doing?"
Yes.
Okay. Like, why did you do that?
Yes.
And he said, "I think you skied into me."
Yes.
And that's when you were furious and said, "You skied directly into my effing back at the top of your lungs."
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I apologize for my bad language.
Okay, I mean, come on. She's going for, like, homely, and I get it, but, like, she said the F word, which is totally justified in the situation she got slammed into. I'd be cussing the guy out.
And well, in fact, you were screaming that so hard, you were worried that Moses was hearing you.
Yes.
Okay. And after you were screaming to him, isn't that when Mr. Sanderson said, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry"?
He said, I said, "You skied directly into my effing back." And he said, "Oh, sorry, I'm sorry."
Right. And that was you screaming at him while he's on the ground still, right?
I was yelling at him.
Pretty loud, pretty forceful.
I was pretty upset.
Right? You're small but mighty.
I'm sorry, but this whole folksy, we're just a couple of gals yucking it up act is so cringe. I mean, the whole, oh, you're 5'10", I'm so jealous, and oh, I bet you're a good tipper. Like, especially sandwiched between the very aggressive direct examination, basically accusing her of lying, accusing her of not paying attention to her kids, skiing recklessly, the risky behavior. It's like, God, it's so tone deaf. Basically insinuating that she's like, I don't know, like, dramatic after, like, a man slams into her from behind, starts grunting, and then, like, more or less tackles her to the ground. And because she had, like, a split-second thought that maybe she had been assaulted, she's trying to make accusations that she's being dramatic, and then puts on this phony fucking baloney act. It's so egregiously fake. She's going for, like, wolf in sheep's clothing, and it's really coming across more as bumbling, disconnected, fucking money-hungry attorney that's just, like, grasping at the thinnest of straws. Yeah, I mean, this just seems like a bad case for the plaintiff. I'm just going to come out and say it, based on this portion of the testimony anyways. Well, this video is getting kind of long. Why don't we cut ahead and see what the verdicts come out to? And then, once that's done, I'll kind of just give y'all my thoughts on the case as a whole.
Thank you. We'll now have the clerk read the verdict. You can just read the question and the answer.
Was Gwyneth Paltrow at fault? No. Was Gwyneth Paltrow's fault a cause of Terry Sanderson's harm? Oh, skip that.
There's just no response there.
Okay. Was Terry Sanderson at fault? Yes. Was Terry Sanderson's fault a cause Gwyneth Paltrow's... Did Terry Sanderson's fault cause Gwyneth Paltrow's harm? Yes. Comparative fault. What percent of the fault do you assign to Terry Sanderson? 100%. Damages. What amount fairly compensates Gwyneth Paltrow for economic damages? $1. Signed March 30th, 2023.
Well, there you have it, guys. I ended up doing a little more digging into this case just to wrap this whole thing up, and here are my thoughts. If Sanderson really was hit by Paltrow as he claims, I have some, like, real issues I take with this case. The first of which being that, apparently this incident happened back in 2016. That isn't really consistent with somebody looking to just get, like, their medical bills paid, right? Like, if he had a legitimate claim to her striking him, you would expect to see a lawsuit, like, relatively soon after that accident, because you're going to be pretty hard off from all those medical bills. This is much more indicative of somebody who's already paid their medical bills, has lived with the incident for years, and has then in turn grown spiteful because, his favorite actress didn't treat him the way he wanted to. He, like, had a crush on Gwyneth Paltrow, and she was so mean to me after I fucking plowed right into her from behind, and she didn't even check on me. Apparently, he actually originally sued for emotional damages, but the judge dismissed those claims because she yelled at him and left him at the scene. Again, after he bowled her off her feet from behind, mind you. I probably would have fucking swung at the guy, let alone dropped one F-bomb. Dear Lord. So, I think it's pretty clear this guy is acting in spite. We hear his lawyers even bring up the whole, oh, he had to be tobogganed down or whatever. Furthermore, he had a concussion and some broken ribs. I've had both those injuries. He could have easily skied down the mountain just fine, in my opinion. I broke 2 ribs and had a head injury when I got in a fight when I was younger. I mean, granted, I may have had some daddy sodas in my belly and had the gift of youth on my side. This is probably almost half a decade ago at this point. But I remember I walked home like 4 or 5 blocks. Like, I don't know. He's an older guy. Who's to say? But My other opinion about this, secondly, right, if Gwyneth actually was wrong, right, like, let's say hypothetically she actually did run into him, as he claims, 300 grand is nothing to her. It would literally be cheaper for her in the long run to ensure that she's protecting her image, like to prevent herself from going through this whole trial and being in the news. 300 grand is chump change to roll the dice on the outcome of that case, especially in the wake of the whole Amber Heard thing. She would not bat an eye at paying this man 300 grand if she was actually in the wrong. I mean, Goop, like I said, Goop makes, if not tens of millions, hundreds of millions. And she's got dozens, if not hundreds of employees that all rely on her and have lives that depend on her and her brand being pure. So, you know, if you compare that in the grand scheme of things, 300 grand, if she was actually in the wrong, is nothing. I mean, celebrities pay off people for far less when they're in the right. You know, this was clearly an issue of vindication for her. But by far, the strongest evidence I have that she's in the right is Gwyneth's testimony. She really came across as believable. And like me, there's probably a lot of people out there who had made previous judgments about her that are probably being swayed. Just like I was in this video. Like almost on an instinctive level of feeling empathetic and wanting to feel protective over her. Because they were really kind of coming at her hard. And she really came across believable in her stance of just a mom who was trying to spend a nice day on the slopes with her kids. I believe that. I think that's what actually was happened. And she, you know, basically was attacked. It may not have been deliberate, but, you know, this guy back in 2016 and now legally is attacking her by suing her and attacking her credibility. When she very sharply and just quickly threw those, when he skied directly into my back, that felt real. You could feel in those words that she meant that shit. And it wasn't coming from a place of spite. That tone and the quickness of her answers, it feels much more like someone who is feeling vindicated and wronged and is almost proudly like standing up for herself. And she should, by the way. So, before we go, I was able to pull some strings, guys. And I was able to get her just a really quick interview with the lady herself. So it's all welcome. Owner of Goop and winner of $1, Gwyneth Paltrow!
Oh my god, it's so good to be here. I'm gonna totally go to McDonald's and buy a McDouble with my dollar. Not to eat. I'm gonna brainstorm names for my next baby.
Oh, that's kind of odd. Well, what about Mr. Sanderson? Everybody's asking, what did you whisper in his ear as you walked out of the courtroom?
I told him that the seventh ring of hell is preserved for betrayers and flounderers of the rules of the mountain, and that the fires of hell burn brightest upon he who skieth into the backs of our brethren, and lay blasphemous trails out of control on the beheaded deers of the valley and the double black diamonds in the shadow of darkness. Ye shall we walk with its keeper, and she shall breathe her wicked bane against thee. So saith our dark lord and wicked savior, the succubus, Ski Karen. Give unto her your pass, and be removed from the mountain of night. This is not a game. I do not take this as a joke or a game. Skiing is a very serious thing.
Oh, wow. Okay, then. Well, what's next for you? You got any movies coming up?
I'm currently filming a new movie. It's the sequel, Brokeback Mountain 2. And I've got a new line of Goop products. The vagina candle sold so well, We're now doing a candle that smells exactly like my feet after a long day of skiing, and just like my back after it was all bruised up from being hit by that idiot. It's pretty ripe. You guys are gonna love it. We also just started a new yoga class. I felt so bad for Mr. Sanderson that I made him the teacher. He came up with all kinds of crazy poses. There's the out-of-control skier. That's where you lay down on the ground and grasp at your ribs, rolling back and forth and crying like a little bitch. Then, of course, there's the gold-digging cocksucker pose. That's where you bend over, you touch your toes, and I come over and I take a single dollar bill and I shove it directly into your anus. And of course, there's always the good old blood-hungry succubus. That's where you stand at a podium and ask everyone what their height is and make rash judgments about them without any thoughts or considerations for their feelings in a stupid little fucking pantsuit talking about how great your fucking heels look and you're a judgmental little...
Okay, Gwyneth, I think we got all the info that we need. I'm gonna just go ahead and we're gonna call it a day for this one, okay? So thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it.
Call me out by my name again. I'll eat your innards as caviar.
What?
God bless you. I need to get back to my kids. Bye.
It was fun. All right, guys. We'll probably get back to the Brooks content next week. We're doing another case watch with Beefy and Friends recording this Sunday, so keep an eye out for that. I wanted to thank my new Patreons, Pamela and Maria. You guys, welcome to the Squirrel Pup family. All of you can become part of the Squirrel Pup family over at Patreon. It's only $1, and I'll do another in-video shout-out just like this I did for Maria and Pamela. Real quick before we go, people are asking how Beefy's doing, so let's see how he's doing quick.
Beef, hey buddy, say hi to everybody. Oh, he's sleeping. Beef, Beefy, hey, everybody wants to say hi. How you doing? Yeah, you're a good boy. He keeps me company while I make these stupid effing videos. Yeah, you're a good boy, huh? Yeah. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? How's the anxiety today, huh? Is it good? Alright, there he is. Oh boy!